We have to work with what we've been given.
Right.
We got to deal with the cards that we've been dealt.
I understand that.
Mira's situation is that he's had a previous hair restoration procedure done in the past, and now he wants to see if I can give him a better cosmetic result. Okay, so I'm gonna do my very best to get out as many grafts safely as I can to give you a good result. So I'm gonna definitely try and maximize your hand of cards that you've been dealt and try and give you a royal flush.
That's awesome.
But the result, I think, should be limited to the front section and maybe a little bit of the anterior top. I would like to utilize all the grafts that you have possible to establish the hairline so that we don't spread those grafts out over too large of an area and not get a good density result. In saying that, though, that leaves you with not being able to address the posterior top or the back with anything from a surgical standpoint. However, I have a plan in mind. So I also work closely with some very good people over at Hair Club, and we could outfit you with a system to give you hair in the back that will give you full density. A hair system is taking human hair and weaving it very tightly into a breathable membrane and adhering it to the scalp to give full coverage. And it's way more advanced than the toupee that you remember from 50 years ago. Is that something that you're interested in?
Absolutely.
There's only so much that certain procedures could do, but when there's a will, there's a way. Or in this case, when there's a will, there's an Endži.
This time, I hope gets me the results that I want.
All right, are you excited? I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
All right, let's rock and roll.
All right.
Yesterday, it had to be rushed to the hospital. It's not fun. Like, I'm just over all of this. My feet are swollen and I barely can walk. My lips hurt. They're purple. I'm just hurting right now, y'all. I just got to Houston. I'm excited to see Dr. Lopez. Ultimately, I'm hoping she can help me with my psoriasis, and I get to grow my hair back, and I won't have to cut it again. When I was in the hospital, my skin cleared up pretty quickly for the simple fact of they started me on a medicine, and within 4 days, my skin was clear, but my whole body was just like heated, like on fire, and I felt like really nauseous. I just want medication that's not gonna cause these side effects.
Raven, can you please change into a gown and we'll be right back?
Because I'm not good, it's not okay. Like, I've been in situations where I wanted to die and I didn't want to live because it was that hard.
Hi, hello,
Hi,
are you Raven?
Yes.
I'm Dr. Lopez. What brings you in today, Raven?
So I have nasty psoriasis.
Okay, if you don't mind, I would like to look at you all over.
Okay.
So my next patient, Raven, has really bad psoriasis. Psoriasis is a condition in which your skin does not exfoliate correctly, and so it just builds on top of itself. But it's very unusual for a patient to need hospitalization for psoriasis, and so I'm hoping to get to the bottom of this. Well, I definitely think you have, lots of scale here. When I approached her skin, looking at it, she had silvery white plaques. She had erythema, which just means redness. She had lots of scale on her scalp. I mean, you could see the scale coming off of her, on her shoulders, on her abdomen, on her legs. So how bad was this? I can tell where you had the psoriasis, but was it really thick? Was it oozing?
You want to see a video?
I do want to see a video.
That was my feet.
Oh, wow.
That was a couple days ago.
It's just
so bad.
Absolutely flared.
Maybe it hurted really bad. Just looking at this drove me nuts. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Oh, there's my son.
Oh, he looks like you. Oh my gosh, he looks like you. Oh. Wait, but your hair was longer there.
Yeah, I miss my hair.
So Raven has such advanced psoriasis that she is shaving her head.
So I'm gonna let you get dressed.
Okay.
And I'll come right back.
Okay.
Okay.
If we can make her psoriasis better, her hair follicles have a chance to kind of take root again and grow. But the question to me is, does she have permanent damage? All right, Raven, we're back.
So, your YouTube channel intrigued me.
Oh my gosh.
Because I saw what you were doing.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen her YouTube channel in which she actually descaled her entire head. And I can see why that would be so pleasing to her, but I just want to yell, stop! You're just making this worse.
I descab because if I don't, it's gonna stay there.
Well, descaling does make psoriasis worse because you are actually traumatizing your skin. Psoriasis comes up when there's trauma. So every time you descale,
You'll cause more inflammation, which could lead to permanent hair loss. So I'm a little worried about Raven because I'm not sure if she is aware of the line that she may be crossing when it comes to secretly not wanting to get better because you have a very strong following on YouTube. And so your viewers want to see more descaling. Therefore, she misses shots. Therefore, she allows herself to get a little worse before she quickly reaches for the medicine. And those are not good habits to form.
psoriasis doesn't have to define how you live. You have the control to control your psoriasis.
I don't feel like that. I done my research. What causes psoriasis flare-up? I changed my detergent. I changed my clothes. I changed the stuff I buy. I changed my sheets. I'm sleeping on $400 sheets right now. Nothing is going. I feel like I'm just that 1% that no matter what I do is still gonna be there.
And that's a hard place to be. It's a very hard place to be when you feel like you've tried everything. But I have to disagree with you. I think that there are better treatments out there. I think that holistically, collectively, that we have not tried everything. So let me ask you a question. When you're not taking your injections, how do you treat your psoriasis at home?
I use cream and I saran wrap myself.
Okay.
And I do medical marijuana.
Okay. How much medical marijuana do you do?
You asking me hard questions. I smoke a lot.
Like, what's a lot? I need you to quantify, Raven. Quantify for me.
I smoke about an ounce and a half in a week, maybe.
That's a lot. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit, my friend Raven.
Maybe a little bit more.
Wow, okay.
We're gonna have to have a little chat.
Next step is to mark out the donor area. I'm Mira's last resort to try and help him get back his hair that he so desperately wants, but I'm anticipating Mira's situation to be kind of a complicated procedure because I have to deal with the aftermath of what the results were from the previous procedure. So here's your previous scar. I'm gonna make the upper limit of my incision where that scar is because we don't wanna come above it because we need to leave this hair above it to grow down and cover and conceal the scar.
I feel very excited. It's just nice to just know there's a light at the end of the tunnel because this will be the last time you see my hair like this, which means this will be the last time that I have a bad hair day.
Ready for numbing.
So the first step in the procedure of hair restoration is the numbing of the skin, which can be a little uncomfortable.
And here comes a little stick and a little sting.
Dear God.
Okay, how much medical marijuana do you do?
I smoke about an ounce and a half in a week. Maybe a little bit more.
Wow, okay.
Raven has really bad psoriasis. She is a single mom, and she really isn't taking the best care of herself. She smokes a lot of weed, like a lot of weed.
Do you do anything else that I should know about?
Okay, so I smoke cigarettes as well.
Well, thank you for being so forthcoming and so transparent, but The issue, too, that you have with psoriasis
is I'm not supposed to smoke. I know that.
Marijuana in itself, you know, it's in a gray zone. There are good advancements in medicine that we use marijuana for. When it comes to Raven's psoriasis, she is smoking marijuana coupled with smoking tobacco. The act of smoking itself will lead to inflammation in her lungs. And we know that tobacco itself is very inflammatory for psoriasis, but it will also increase her risk of getting a heart attack, stroke, etc.
You mentioned you have a son.
Yeah.
Right, how old is he?
He's 7.
Don't you have a fear that he will develop psoriasis? I know it's hard, Raven. I get it.
And everything I do is for
Jakai. Yes.
Any mom wants what's best for their kid. And if she can really make that positive turnaround, make that lifestyle change, she's gonna impact her son.
I know down the line, you're gonna have ups and downs. You know, there were some days that you're like, man, I really wanna smoke, but there's something bigger than that. And that's the love that you have for your son.
Okay.
Okay?
One of the reasons why Raven may be using marijuana is to treat her pain. But if her pain is so bad, then her medication for psoriasis isn't working. Now, medication-wise,
I'm thinking, since you do respond to ustekinumab, you may respond to its cousin, which is definitely more effective. And then the no smoking, we're gonna stop cold turkey.
I agree. I can't argue with you. I feel a lot of things. I feel excited, I feel happy, I feel a little pressured about smoking, but I also feel like she's pressuring me to be a better me.
It really is just about, you know, making better decisions for Jakai.
Change is coming.
Change is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to perform surgery on Mira, who has had a previous procedure that was not very successful, and unfortunately, he does not have enough donor hair for us to be able to address all areas of his hair loss. So we're gonna utilize the transplant in the front, and then down the line, the BioGraft hair club system in the back, so that I can get Mira the best possible result. Mira, I'm gonna get started. You should just feel pressure, okay? It can be a challenge sometimes when someone has come to me and they've already had procedures done somewhere else. So with Mira, he has a less than pleasing cosmetic scar right now, in my opinion. So my ultimate goal for him is to be able to harvest as many grafts as possible. Mira, I'm all finished with taking it out, so we're just gonna put your stitches in, okay? But also to minimize that scarring and give him the best cosmetic closure possible so that the hair that is left in the back will be adequate to conceal that there's a linear scar back there. Okay, Mira, we're all done in the back. How do you feel?
A little exhausted.
A little exhausted. Once Mira has been put back together with some stitches, it's now time for me to make the incisions where we're gonna put the hair follicles. And so this is where the artistry comes in. It's about paying attention to the right angle and direction and orientation that the hairs would have been in their native state. Mira's already had one procedure, and the technique may have been a little bit different, and so they may have not been paid as close attention to when they were inserting the grafts to make sure that they made the incision at the right angle. So he's got hair growing at a 45-degree angle that should be growing at a 25-degree angle, and you gotta try to know how to compensate for that. So you gotta kind of adjust what you would normally do in this patient and kind of come with a compromise in between so that the two hair angles will blend and give the most natural result. And while I'm making the individual incisions, I employ a team of 7 technicians that take the hair follicles underneath high-powered microscope and very precisely and meticulously dissect out each individual hair follicle. and then I will very precisely implant the hair follicles one by one. This is a painstaking part of the procedure where it's very lengthy, but this is what I love to do, and you know what they say, nothing good ever comes fast.
Looking forward to the inevitable results.
The incredible results, right?
Touché. I'm super excited, and I feel very blessed to be here.
All right, Mira, we've got all the grafts put in. I'm just gonna re-inspect everything and give you my final stamp of approval, okay?
Okay.
Mira's surgery went fantastic. We got a really good number. We got 2,500 grafts. Putting that number of grafts in the surface area of the frontal zone is gonna give a fantastic density result. I really concentrated and focused on keeping the grafts in this major front section and make it as dense as possible versus spreading them out, because we know we're going to use the biograft system in the top back that will give you complete full density back there as well. And you blend those two together and we've got a home run.
The human Chia pet strikes again. I think when you see me again, I'm going to look like a whole different person. I'm going to look much more confident, I'm gonna look happier, and I'm gonna have a beautiful head of hair.